Hello and welcome to What's in the Box. My name is Sophie Clarke and I am here at Wessex Archaeology's head office, where I will be speaking to the in-house experts about objects they find most intriguing. Today I'm joined by our in-house technical specialist, Phil Andrews. Hi Phil, what have you brought today?
Right, a small object, but an extremely interesting one with quite a long history.
Okay, that looks it's sort of an axe head shape. Is it an axe head?
It could have started as a Neolithic axe.
Wow, okay. How old's Neolithic?
We're talking probably about 3,000, 3,500 BC here.
Wow, right, okay.
But it has been subsequently repurposed for something else, probably in the late Bronze Age.
Wow, okay.
So it started off probably as an axe, but then it's got traces of being modified, both at this end where you've got a beveled edge that's been made.
Okay.
It's probably been flattened a bit on either side, and one end also shows signs of hammering. So what we're saying it is a late Bronze Age, about 1000 BC, metalworking stone.
Okay, so is a metalworking stone a tool to make metalwork with?
Yeah, it's a multi-purpose tool. Thinking here we're pre-Iron Age, they haven't got iron tools. And this would have probably been used for making metal vessels, bronze cauldrons.
Oh, wow, okay.
So the bronze cauldrons were made out of thin sheet metal. And with this end of the tool, you could hammer the
hammer
sheet
it into shape?
Into shape.
Oh, wow, okay.
With these flat surfaces, these very smooth flat surfaces, you could probably smooth the metal as well. Once you'd hammered it with that end, smooth it. And then with this unusual bevel, that's angled edge, you could then use that to form the rim around the vessel.
Okay, so this would have been metalworking where the metal was not heated up. So it would have been cold, and
it would have probably been cold. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So they were just cold working it. Yeah, shaping it from a sheet of bronze into a cauldron, a vessel of some sort.
So whereabouts was this actually discovered then?
Right. This comes from the former RAF Lynham site up near Swindon, which is which has a big airstrip. In fact, that's where a lot of the Gulf War troops came back to. But it's been subsequently developed as a solar farm. And we were doing some work there in 2016, and we found quite a lot of Iron Age and Romano-British archaeology. There was some Bronze Age pits there, rubbish pits, a few, but this was found in a layer above an Iron Age roundhouse. So again, a few hundred years later than this object dates to. It was obviously lost. We don't know how it got there.
Okay, so you believe it may be Neolithic origin.
Neolithic origin.
Then reused in the Bronze Age.
Reused in what we call the late Bronze Age.
Okay.
Yeah, about 1000 BC.
Okay, and then deposited after the Iron Age.
Yep, lost somewhere even about 1,000 years after that.
Wow, that's amazing. So it was being used that whole time then, that potentially suggests?
Possibly, yeah. I mean, it would have been a valuable object, a useful thing.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have been discarded deliberately. It's a very useful tool that would have been part of the metalworker's toolkit. In fact, perhaps part of the main tool actually.
Definitely.
Because
okay.
it could be used in several ways. So a bit like this, I don't know, Swiss Army knife type thing.
Yes.
You could use it for several purposes.
So this object itself, is this quite a common thing to find, or is this quite rare?
It's pretty rare. And in fact,
Yeah.
it wasn't recognised that that's what it was initially. And it's only when we looked at it more closely and thought, this has been modified. The stone itself is very unusual anyway. It's not the sort of stone you get in Wiltshire where this was found. It probably comes from the west of England, possibly Wales.
Oh my goodness.
And so it would have been used by a craftsperson,
Yeah.
a multi-purpose tool. But no, they're not common. They are found at various times in the Bronze Age. For example, there's one that was found with the Amesbury Archer near here of
With the same...
early Bronze Age date. So we're talking about 2200 BC there. This is about 1,000 years later, but they're using a similar type of tool.
Okay, so do you know what type of stone it is exactly?
Sadly, we don't. What we'd need to do is what we call a thin section, which is take a little section out of the stone, look at it under a microscope, and then try and identify the geological source.
Okay.
It's, as I say, the likelihood is it's from Western Britain somewhere, possibly from Wales, or it could be somewhere from the northwest. It's something we'd like to do, but we haven't done it yet. Another similar tool was found at another site that we did at Wichelstow, also near Swindon, a couple of years later. So within 2 years, we found two of these tools. So.
And did they have the same kind of workers' marks on them?
Yep. The other one we had was a square shape, and these stones are sometimes called cushion stones, and the reason is certainly the square ones look like an armchair cushion.
Oh right.
And they've got these edges that just look like a cushion shape, but they're very distinctively used for metalworking. It might be that if we analysed it, there might be traces of bronze actually ground into the surface.
Fantastic.
Again, that's something we'll probably look at.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's any doubt that that was the purpose of this object.
How do they get that lovely sort of smooth effect over the stone?
It's really polishing it with a fine abrasive to get that smooth surface, so you've got that nice smooth surface, so you're not going to damage the surface of the cauldron or whatever vessel you're making. So you grind the surface down. On the little end, it's pitted, so it's been shaped, little bits. It's got wear on that end, and it's rough, a little bit rougher wear on that end. Whereas these faces are quite smooth, and perhaps you're using it to press into the metal to form a rim or something, and that end you're using as a hammer.
Yes.
To hammer out the sheet.
That's really interesting, Phil. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to learn more about Phil's object, please follow the link in the description. You can also follow us on our social media channels, and until next time, goodbye.